Arisu stepped into the Borderland, his heart pounding as he took in the towering ruins and silent streets. The city seemed alive, shifting unpredictably, testing every instinct. Every step carried danger, every shadow could hide a trap. Confusion and fear coiled inside him, yet he forced himself to move forward. The first encounter with the others left him wary. Faces mirrored disbelief and uncertainty. Everyone wondered why they had been brought here, and what fate awaited them. The rules of this world were invisible, yet lethal, and Arisu quickly realized that hesitation could be fatal. As he navigated the twisted streets, patterns began to emerge. Observation became his weapon. Every movement of the environment, every reaction from the other players revealed clues. Arisu learned to think ahead, to anticipate, to adapt. Survival demanded both mind and body. Alliances began to form. Karube and Chota became companions, their trust tentative but vital. Cooperation offered strength in numbers, and Arisu began to understand that no one could endure this place alone. Together, they moved carefully, testing strategies and supporting each other in the deadly games. The first losses were devastating. Players fell quickly, and the consequences of mistakes were immediate and unforgiving. Arisu felt the sting of survivor's guilt and learned the weight of every decision. Fear sharpened into focus, teaching him that courage was not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. Every new game demanded more than just physical skill. Arisu observed carefully, deducing patterns, reading intentions, and calculating probabilities. Strategy and instinct merged, shaping him into a thinker and a fighter. He began to realize that the Borderland tested humanity as much as skill. The arrival of Usagi brought perspective. Her calm, steady presence amidst chaos reminded Arisu that empathy and humanity could be as powerful as intelligence. Watching her care for the fallen, he understood that survival was about preserving life, not just avoiding death. The King of Spades appeared as a formidable presence, testing Arisu's resolve. Every move in the arena became a mental duel, each decision weighted with consequence. Sacrifice was necessary, but he learned to balance risk with responsibility, knowing that protecting others was as important as saving himself. Mira, the Queen of Hearts, forced Arisu to confront his own limits. The sharpness in her gaze reflected challenges he could not ignore. Every interaction became a lesson in strategy, morality, and understanding. The games pushed him to think beyond survival, to act with intelligence and heart simultaneously. Pain and loss shaped him. The memories of friends who had fallen or been injured haunted him, but they also forged determination. Arisu realized that growth came through trials and suffering. The Borderland demanded evolution, transforming him from a frightened gamer into a resilient survivor. The Joker card appeared, symbolizing chaos and unpredictability. Arisu held it with a mix of caution and understanding. Control was temporary. Adaptability was permanent. Each challenge reinforced the lesson that uncertainty could be faced with focus rather than fear. Arisu stared at the horizon, recalling the friends he had saved and those he could not. He realized that survival was more than living. It was understanding, strategizing, and protecting what mattered. The bonds he had formed with Karube, Chota, and Usagi strengthened, giving purpose to every action. The next trials demanded unity. Arisu learned that leadership was responsibility. The group's survival depended on his ability to make decisions under pressure, to guide without faltering. Trust became a weapon as vital as any strategy or strength. Fear no longer dominated him. Each game, each challenge became a test of composure, insight, and resilience. Arisu discovered that balancing logic with empathy created a strength that could endure even the most unpredictable scenarios. Losses reminded him of the stakes. Witnessing friends fall or struggle instilled humility and perseverance. Each experience taught patience, strategic thinking, and the value of every life in the Borderland. By observing and understanding the patterns of behavior, Arisu grew not only as a survivor, but as a guide. He realized that morality and empathy were just as critical as skill and strategy. Acts of compassion became essential tools for survival, reinforcing the humanity that the games threatened to strip away. Arisu matured into a figure of hope. His confidence emerged not from arrogance, but from experience, insight, and determination. Every decision, every action, every bond formed strengthened him and those around him. He became a leader capable of navigating the chaos with clarity and courage. The Joker card continued to remind him of unpredictability, yet he faced it with acceptance. Chaos was no longer a threat. It was a challenge to be met with focus, strategy, and heart. The lessons of past games shaped every choice, guiding him through the uncertainty. Each victory and each failure carried lessons etched into his memory. Patience, courage, empathy, and intelligence had become inseparable parts of his identity. The boy who had entered the Borderland was gone. The survivor, the strategist, the human capable of enduring and leading had emerged. The sunrise over the ruins symbolized his transformation. Survival had become purpose. Bonds formed through shared struggle created a sense of belonging that gave strength beyond any game. The memory of those lost fueled resilience, while acts of kindness and courage ensured humanity persisted even in the harshest trials. Preparation for the unknown became instinct. Arisu understood that every challenge would require mind, body, and spirit in perfect alignment. He faced the future with readiness, not fear, knowing that experience, insight, and empathy were now his greatest tools. Reflection revealed the truth of his journey. Life itself was the ultimate game, and mastery was not measured by victory alone, but by the ability to endure, adapt, and act with integrity. Each lesson, each loss, each triumph had forged a character capable of navigating chaos while retaining humanity. The Borderland had tested him in every way imaginable. Survival had transformed into understanding. Courage had merged with empathy, and fear had been transformed into focus. He had not only endured, he had grown into a symbol of resilience, a reminder that even in a world designed for death, humanity could prevail. The journey revealed that strength was rooted in inner resolve, shaped by experience and fortified by connection with others. Survival was not merely existing. It was mastering oneself, learning the value of life, and using wisdom and compassion to navigate a chaotic, dangerous world. In the end, Arisu understood that the Borderland was more than a game. It was a crucible that revealed the essence of humanity, resilience, and leadership. Through trials, loss, and triumph, he had become fully aware of who he was and what it meant to survive, not just in body, but in mind and heart.